Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. It is a new month here, which means all new battles across all the different chat sports channels, including ones against our previous numbers. So today we're starting things off with liking the video. Last October, 77,000 likes across all of our different videos. You could be the first person to like an October video. Let's get to at least 1,500 on today's video. Help us out and like today's show. Let's get into the latest on George Pickens first and foremost. Jerry Jones said Dallas has the cap space to be able to afford a George Pickens extension, saying, quote, "I'm proud to tell you we got some outstanding structure in our cap space that will allow us to do a lot of things that I didn't think when we finished this time last year that we might have the room to do some of these things we're talking about doing. We got it." So is Jerry lying? He likes to, fudge the truth. He's not. Jerry Jones is actually 100% right. I think to an extent they always had some of these availabilities and room to spend, but let's break it down in depth and maybe even a way that Jerry doesn't fully understand. The projected current cap space, this is per Spotrac, is $4.91 million. Over the cap has a much different figure. As of right now, Over the Cap is projecting a lower salary cap. I think Spotrac is going to be a bit closer on that. That number won't be finalized until much later. And they're not counting the large amounts of rollover dollars the Cowboys have in line. So we're using the Spotrac one, but again, round it. Keep it as an estimation. That's not very much money until you start making the obvious moves. The Cowboys will restructure the Dak Prescott contract. That will save them $30.91 million. They will restructure the CeeDee Lamb contract. That will save them $19.03 million. They'll restructure Osa Odigizua. That frees up $12 million. If they want to do so, and I think they will restructure Tyler Smith's contract. That frees up $17.66. Now, some of these other moves we're about to get, they don't have to do, but they have the ability, and the way it's designed is to do these restructures. DaRon Bland, $8.68 million. Now, if he's really bad or something the rest of the way, maybe you don't restructure it, but these are the max figures you can save, and they planned the contracts to do these. Jake Ferguson, $4.88 million. Pretty easy on that front there. In terms of the restructure, not massive savings, but it is still savings in the end on the Jake Ferguson side. Then some decisions to make. You could restructure Terrence Steele if you want to keep him, or you could cut him. This is the post-June 1st number, $14 million, or pre-June 1st and save not quite as much. Trayvon Diggs, a restructure would save you $8.86 million, or $12.56 million. Kenny Clark's restructure would save you $9.6, or $21.5 if you were to cut him. Or maybe you extend him and the restructure number looks a little bit higher than 9.6. You could also just cut Malik Hooker, which would save you $7 million. That adds up very quickly. That would, by the way, put you somewhere between $126 million and $148 million in savings. If you want to, and I doubt the Cowboys will, maybe they won't end up getting there, but if you want to, you could have $150 million in salary cap space. At minimum, you should be getting to 100. So, if you want to keep George Pickens, there is literally nothing stopping you. So will George Pickens be back on the Cowboys in 2026? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Y for yes, N for no. My answer is yes, although I do want to remind everybody, as I've said before, I don't anticipate a mid-season contract extension for George Pickens, and I very much understand why that is the case right now for Pickens and for the Cowboys. I have liked quite a bit of what I have seen out of George Pickens so far this season. I think he's been impactful. I think he's been good. I like what I've seen from him. I do think from the Pickens side of things, it probably makes a little bit more sense to not jump through and get the deal done right now. He is going to be asking for, this is what I would do if I was his agent, David Mulgeta, by the way, I think he's going to be asking for top of the market money, that he is going to be out there trying to get top wide receiver 2 funds. And that's going to probably put you into the ballpark of $28-ish million. Maybe it's 26, maybe it's 25. But if George Pickens keeps playing the way he's played so far this year, that's what that price point is going to suddenly start to look like. And that number isn't accidental, by the way. It is also what the 2026 franchise tag is currently projected to slot in at. It's going to be around that $28 million price point. So if you're Pickens and his camp, you're probably not falling over yourselves to get that deal done right now unless you're getting that type of figure. And if you're the Cowboys, maybe you do want to let the season play out, since I don't know how much more the price is actually going to go up for him relative to what that franchise tag currently is. Today's show is made possible by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on PrizePicks, where it is good to be right. They are the only app that offers stacks, so you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. If you want more than, George Pickens catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns, you can take it all in the same lineup only on PrizePicks. You can also follow other players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Just check out the feed tab on PrizePicks. This is the Thursday night football lineup I've got for you guys. Matthew Stafford more than passing yards. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to get a heavy dose of runs. I'll take the less than on the receiving yard side. And Devontae Adams, just a touchdown on that. That is a flex play, so I can get one wrong and still cash out. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. After being inactive over the course of the first 4 weeks, is Jaden Blue's time finally about to come for the Cowboys? Brian Schottenheimer says maybe. He's close. He's practicing really, really well. I challenged him a few weeks ago on being consistent. He's done that. He's becoming one of our best offensive practice squad players. He gives the defense an incredible look with the speed and playmaking ability, so he's very close. I want to know, is this real or is this coach speak? I've seen this staff, and I've seen every staff in football history, by the way, offer praise for a player, but then not actually give them the chance at the lineup and not put them in, and kind of just be like, you're praising the player, but you're not actually changing things. So predictions. Will Jaden Blue play this week? One for yes, 0 for no. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. The one thing that might make it a more likely outcome for Jaden Blue to finally get on the field this week is the Miles Sanders injury. He is a bit banged up, and the Cowboys said they think he's got a chance to play this week. We're filming this before the injury report comes out, so I won't put him as hurt yet on the depth chart, but that certainly is one to monitor. Because if Sanders even misses a day or two of practice, that could be enough, based on what Schottenheimer has said, to flip the advantage in favor of Jaden Blue. Hunter Lipke can handle some pass protection stuff for you. So if you don't trust Jaden Blue there, that's okay. If you want to give him as a change of pace back to Javonte Williams, and he offers you so much more explosive ability we saw at Texas. There was a fumbling issue at Texas too, but we saw the explosive big play ability at Texas. That stuff matters. And I would like to see Jaden Blue get a crack at it. I don't think he's going to surpass Javonte Williams as RB1. I've actually been very impressed with how Williams has fared so far this season. But you could have a bit of a better thunder and lightning combination. Williams has been really good after contact. Blue is the explosive change of pace back who offers you pass catching, gives you big play ability. I would like to see Jaden Blue get a shot to play this week. Does that happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope it ends up being the case. If you guys want more Cowboys news and rumors, hit that sub button right now. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out. I promised you guys we discussed Cam Smith. Now is the time. The Dolphins releasing the cornerback from the non-football injury/illness list on Tuesday. He will go through waivers. Don't really know why he was on that list. I have a theory we'll get to here in a little bit. Look, the Cowboys have been banged up at corner. DaRon Bland now getting healthy, but he probably isn't quite 100% / was kind of on a pitch count last week. Same with Trayvon Diggs. Bridges seems like he's okay. Kalen Carson, Revel, Butler all eligible to come off of IR. We'll see when they do that. Cam Smith, a guy I liked coming out of South Carolina. Yeah, good size, solid arm length, not the 32 inches the Cowboys love, but over 31.5, 4.43 speed. The athletic traits were good. I thought he was a good corner at South Carolina. Man, was it a disaster in Miami. I don't know if it was a scheme fit issue, if the coaching staff, Vic Fangio, did not like him. They drafted him in 2023 to be a future starter because they had guys in place. He didn't get on the field. Okay, 2024, he does kind of get on the field, and it was terrible. Like, it was a disaster class on the coverage side. He didn't do anything right. Everything that Cam Smith was doing was bad. He struggled across the board. 20 targets, 15 catches back in 2024, 169 yards. It was a mess from Cam Smith. It was a complete and utter mess. The reality is that Cam Smith has been a massive draft bust who is not worth an active roster spot. He hasn't been. He has been really, really bad. I don't even know if he's worth adding to the practice squad right now. I think that'd be the most you'd do with Cam Smith to see if you can fix him. But it's been all kinds of bad. And because of that, I'm not all that interested. All right, Buddy Johnson, some rapid-fire practice squad moves here. Added to the Colts active roster as he leaves Dallas. I know there was some frustration. Like, he's better than Jack Sanborn. Is he, though? I have not been happy with Jack Sanborn. We'll talk about the linebacking core later this afternoon, but he's a special teamer. That's who he is. Surprised, though, that Paris Campbell makes his return to the organization. 6 catches, 30 yards, and a touchdown back in 2024. Was with the team in the preseason or the training camp time. Got hurt, waived from injured reserve. Now back on the practice squad. Little surprised he added another wide receiver, but Campbell is back.